GameSpot TV. We meet up with the legendary Yu Suzuki. You've been playing his games in the arcade for years. Now his title Shenmue is taking gaming to new directions. And we catch up with our disjointed little hero, Rayman. He's been on your PC and N64 for a while, but he's never looked like this before. And Code Veronica is finally out, and we're definitely not disappointed. This game will make you sleep with the lights on. Stick around. It's game time. Welcome to another edition of GameSpot TV. I'm Adam Sessler. Now, many games boast of that total immersive experience, where you're entirely brought into the world of the game. But most of the time, we don't have much of an opportunity to interact with that world outside of trying to meet our various objectives. Well, the new game Shenmue for the Dreamcast is trying to come closer to that ideal, and we had a chance to meet its creator to find out more about it. There's a new genre of gameplay called free. It was developed for the new Sega title Shenmue, produced and directed by Yu Suzuki. Free allows the user to interact with almost everything in the game environment. Shenmue is potentially the most revolutionary game of the year. After 5 years of development, it's said to be the largest and most expensive title ever developed, and is rumored to have cost between $20 and $40 million to produce. Hundreds of people work to develop Shenmue's free environment. Free meaning full reactive eye entertainment.
The basic concept of free is to have a high level of freedom. Freedom in being able to walk around where you want to, being able to select what you want to play. Full reactive means things in the game will always react to your actions. We limited down movie scenes, which are non-interactive, and we wanted to have everything fully reactive. Our ultimate goal is to make a new genre of games by merging the reality of movies with the interactivity of games.
In the case of Shenmue, free basically means you can interact with any object you see in the game. Like real life, if you get bored, check out the arcade for a quick game of Super Hang-On. What really makes Shenmue special is the revolutionary melding of narrative storytelling and 3D gameplay. You can't label Shenmue as just an RPG or an action game. It's more of a hybrid, combining different styles and immersing the player in the game.
I joined Sega in '83, and ever since have been working on arcade titles like Hang-On, Outrun, and Virtua Fighters. In arcades, I have to keep the average time of gameplay to 3 minutes. I figured it was about time to make games that have no limit of time.
Shenmue is definitely a long-form game. Your character is Ryo, searching for the man who killed his father. You take Ryo through the streets of Japan and onto Hong Kong to elicit clues from various other characters. In this free environment, there are over 1,200 detailed rooms to explore and 350 unique characters to interact with, each with their own voice and personality.
Hi, my name is Mark.
The level of interactivity in this game opens up new worlds of play. This high level of interactivity and realism brings up new questions of morality and advertising in games.
If sponsors get too strong and try to affect gameplay, this is bad. On the other hand, money paid by the sponsors will help game developers to create new games, which is good for the user. Now, in realistic games, such as Shenmue, it's only natural for there to be vending machines because they exist in real life. I think as games get more realistic, this kind of sponsorship will become much more popular.
There are issues of morality in the messages that this kind of free environment can send.
Most of our users are children, still developing their character. The more realistic the games get, we should be trying to send messages about what love is, or how to save people. We should focus more on having to teach children elements like that.
Ryo has his fair share of hero action. Though the high level of interactivity in a free environment lets the player drink at the neighborhood bar. In any case, this game really looks and feels like a film. The plot unfolds as you penetrate the Shenmue world.
Films and games will eventually merge together, and by doing so, the level of freedom will increase. There will be a virtual reality world inside the game. In the future of games with free, there will not be just one storyline, there will be multiple storylines. You'll be able to go in any direction. It will evolve into games where you are playing around in this virtual reality world. People will be wearing head-mount displays and walking around virtual reality towns.
Now, the official release date for Shenmue is October of this year. And why is the wait so long? Well, remember, there's 350 characters in the game voiced by 200 Japanese voice actors. That's a lot of translating to do. And also, this is only the first chapter in the Shenmue story. But now, it's time for the game news. Origin confirmed recently that co-founder and designer Richard Lord British Garriott has left the company to pursue other interests. According to an Origin spokesperson, Garriott's departure was amicable. In addition to other projects, Garriott participated in the development of Ultima Online, which currently has 165,000 paid subscribers. IDOS issued a statement announcing that Angelina Jolie will be starring as Lara Croft in the upcoming Tomb Raider movie, although reports stated that Jolie had turned down the role because of her recent Oscar win. For more news from the gaming world, go to the GameSpot website. And if our Shenmue Spotlight feature left you craving, we have something to whet your appetite. It's time to release the poet inside of you and enter the GameSpot TV Haiku contest to win one of 3 Shenmue prize packs. All you have to do is write a haiku about your favorite video game. Come to the GameSpot TV website for more details. Coming up on GameSpot TV, batter up, all you baseball fans, we have a review of Triple Play 2001. Welcome back. Well, as you probably know, baseball season is upon us, and to recognize this fact, there's a whole new crop of new baseball games. Last week, we reviewed Sammy Sosa High Heat Baseball 2001 for the PC, and now it's Triple Play 2001 for the PlayStation. But all I want to know is, why 2001 and not 2000? As the new season gets into gear and baseball games crowd the shelves like rabid fans at Yankee Stadium, EA's Triple Play again steps up to the plate as the one to beat when it comes to PlayStation baseball games. Similar to prior releases, you can control batting angle, height, and the power of your swing. Controlling stance position, a sketchy experience in prior releases, is now a valuable strategy. Triple Play 2001's pitching and fielding are both just as simple to learn and difficult to master as the offense. You have the choice of 4 stock pitches. After selecting the pitch, you can then alter both the throwing angle and pitch speed. Pay attention to your stamina meter, though, or you'll end up throwing duds by the 4th inning. Backing you up, the fielders under your control run like their pants are on fire. And depending on your timing, you can make the fielders either jump or dive after a ball and send it flying towards a teammate. Triple Play 2001's visuals remain on par with last year's release. Player graphics deliver near-perfect representations of the real-world counterparts, while all 30 stadiums are rendered in marvelously myopic detail. The game has all the exhibition, home run derby, and player draft creation modes that Triple Play lovers have come to expect. And the ability to unlock such legendary players as Babe Ruth or Hank Aaron is a bonus. Home runs abounding, video games gives Triple Play 2001 an 8.2 out of 10. Now, some may call the PlayStation a dated system, but a game like that still demonstrates its power. Now, last year we looked at Rayman 2 for the N64. Definitely one of the best games for the system and one of the best 3D platformers ever. Now, how do you improve on something so good? Well, the Dreamcast version has now come out, and it's stunning enough to be worth a second look. Rayman 2 places the joyless hero as the only hope to save his world from the evil mechanical pirates. In the process, he must collect lugs, magical fragments of the world's energy core. Also, he must free enslaved creatures and meet up with many a friend along the way. One of the greatest aspects of the game is its control. It's so intuitive, it's hard to go back and accept the convoluted control schemes of other platformers. Even with such a simple scheme, it still finds many ways to stay challenging. And those challenges come in a remarkable variety of forms. Rayman 2 is packed with different modes and mini-games, from water skiing with a snake to riding a rocket with legs. This game is determined to keep on surprising you. A lot of Rayman 2 is about presentation. It is undoubtedly one of the best-looking games ever. On the Dreamcast, it's clearly superior to the N64 and even the PC version. There is no pop-up anywhere, and the game flows smoothly from one part to the next. All the details, from character design to its various environments, are so astonishingly realized that you can easily tell how much care was put into this game. The sound is also something to marvel at. Each level has its own tune, which changes during certain scenarios. The sound effects are detailed down to footsteps and snores. Not just content to port the game over to the Dreamcast, Ubisoft has added in extra features, like minigames found in the Globix Village, and more levels available for download through the official website. Rayman 2 is one of the best platforming experiences available, and is perfect on almost every level. While there are many versions to choose from, the Dreamcast definitely stands out on top, and is a must-have for the system. Video Games gives it a 9.4 out of 10. Now, in addition to the new mini-games, Rayman 2 on the Dreamcast also has extra animations not on any other version. It doesn't really change the gameplay that much, but it's another wonderful addition to an excellent game. Now, if you're a fan of The Sims, real-time strategy, and sword and sorcery, and you'd like to see them all together, then this next PC game is for you.
Accept Ardania's crown and forge new legends for this ancient land.
At first look, Majesty seems like a fairly traditional fantasy-themed real-time strategy game. As you get deeper into the game, it becomes more than that. As in The Sims, in Majesty, you influence your subjects rather than directly command them, and they don't always do what you would hope. Majesty is set in a medieval fantasy world. Your goal is to establish your kingdom and expand. You have to build castles, temples, and a community that will keep your people satisfied and prosperous. Expanding your territory is Majesty at its most fun and most unusual. It's one thing to construct a guild or a temple and recruit heroes. It's another thing entirely to actually get your heroes to do anything, as they have a will of their own. Majesty's interface is good. You click on a building, character, or item to get information about it and act upon it. Maintaining a revenue stream is extremely important. You need a steady income of resources to survive, and in Majesty, your revenue mostly comes from tax collectors. Majesty is one of those rare games that you won't want to stop playing until you find out what happens next. Majesty combines real-time strategy and role-playing elements for an original, fun, and challenging game. GameSpot gives Majesty an 8.8 out of 10. If you would like to read the full review of Majesty, go to the GameSpot website. And if you'd like to see the review and the intro and streaming video, come to the GameSpot TV website. And while you're there, why not send us an email and let us know what you would like to see on upcoming episodes. Coming up on GameSpot TV, we take a break from our busy schedule to do some armchair fishing. Welcome back. Now, the Dreamcast is no stranger to top-notch fighting games, and our next title is no exception. Technomancer blends manga with giant robots and jaw-dropping graphics to make you feel like you're playing in the arcade. You may remember the giant robot fighting game Technomancer from the arcade. Now Capcom has brought it to the Dreamcast with an entirely new cast and in 3D. Technomancer has a combination of great graphics and solid fighting fun. It feels like a traditional Capcom fighter, but plays like a 3D game. Technomancer may be the first 3D fighter to have as many over-the-top super attacks as it does normal moves. While the full list of attacks and super attacks is impressive, it's the final attacks that offer the wildest visuals. Other sundry effects also give Techromancer that extra level of detail that separates the good from the great. The sounds in Techromancer are all crystal clear and full of punch. Ranging from explosions to laser cannons to robot hydraulics. Likewise, swords clashing, rocket fist firing, and buildings crumbling all get the appropriate audio treatment, and the music is classic Capcom. If you like watching a giant monster film or Ultraman and enjoy a good fighting game, then you'll probably dig Techromancer. Video Games gives it an 8.6 out of 10.
A quick note on Techromancer. The controls may seem sparse at first, but you'll notice that there really are a wide number of combos available, and that's what makes it such a good fighting game. But now it's time for something a wee bit more relaxing. Grab your fishing rod and a handful of virtual night crawlers. Here's our review of Championship Bass.
If you're an avid fisher with a PlayStation, you may want to pick up Championship Bass, a slightly flawed but convincingly realistic bass angling simulation. At its roots, the game follows a timeless angling tradition. Pick bait and reel, cast bait, wait for bite, reel in, repeat. The game breaks down into 4 main modes: fishing trip mode, career mode, tournament mode, and challenge mode. Championship Bass offers huge lakes that can be explored by boat. While exploring, you have the option of toggling on underwater camera to find fish. The camera works far better than conventional underwater sonar and is a unique feature that gives the game an edge on some of its competitors. The fish themselves aren't quite finicky. Everything matters, including bait type, bait location, and underwater bait movement. Attracting a fish becomes a purely skill-based affair, dependent on the player's fish-attracting charms. Still, this game has its share of flaws, especially when it comes to control issues. The bait movements are either too subtle or too strong, and the graphics and sound departments are definitely less than stellar.
Try again.
That said, most of the game's flaws are cosmetic. The gameplay features outweigh Championship Bass's lack of beauty and pack enough excitement to warrant long-term commitment by fishing fans, if not hardcore gamers. A final plus is that the game works with ASCII's fishing controller. Video Games gives Championship Bass a 6.1 out of 10.
Championship Bass is also available for the PC. And if you want to go fishing for more game reviews, tool your outboard over to our website, cast your line, kick back, and watch them bite. And while you're there, post your best virtual fishing story to our PC or console message boards. And be sure to enter a haiku in our latest contest. Something like, "Pixelated fish, why do you not bite my hook? Stupid fishing game."
Coming up on GameSpot TV, there's zombie action with Resident Evil Code Veronica. We have the review, and you won't be disappointed.
Welcome back. Now, a good Star Wars game is something we desperately need. And as you probably learned from last week's review of Force Commander, we have to keep on waiting. But nonetheless, it had a pretty cool intro. Here's a look. Since the launch of the Dreamcast, Resident Evil Code Veronica has been one of the games to help prove the system. Now, while it may not secure Sega's future, it's definitely going to satisfy fans of the series, or fans of good games for that matter. Here's our review.
Simply put, Resident Evil Code Veronica isn't the game you'd expect from the company that made survival horror what it is. It's even better than that. The game takes place 3 months after Resident Evil 2, with Claire Redfield having been captured by the Umbrella Corporation while looking for her brother Chris. To tell too much about the story is to give away one of the most pleasurable aspects of the game. So rest assured, it easily stands up to its brethren with its 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. The presentation of the game is what got many a gamer excited, and there's every reason to be. The story unfolds through CGs and in-game cutscenes that not only look stupendous, but also seamlessly flow in and out of gameplay. One wonderful improvement over previous Resident Evil games are puzzles that make more sense with their environment and have solutions that are a lot more sensible. That's not to say that strange ordeals and mansions are a thing of the past. Without a doubt, Code Veronica is graphically stunning. As mentioned many times, the game is in true 3D, which not only looks good, but allows the camera to move much more dynamically. Visual effects abound in the game, with real-time lighting and water splashing to the side as you jump into a shallow pool. The audio, always an important element, is still top-notch in Code Veronica and used to great effect. And the musical score does everything to bring on the panic in a big battle. One thing that has not changed in the game is the control. Those who find the style awkward won't find it any easier this time around. The auto-aiming feature from Resident Evil 3 is included, but the true analog control from the N64 Resident Evil 2 is unfortunately absent. In the end, Resident Evil Code Veronica is the best game in the series, with its involved linear story, dynamic real-time camera, and some of the best graphics on the Dreamcast. To call it a must-own is an understatement. Video Games gives it a 9.5 out of 10.
As you can tell, I pretty much like that game. Now, in closing, we thought we'd leave you with a couple more video game haiku. Now, this Pokemon Snap haiku is by our web PA, Tisha. Orange fire on tail, hidden among red lava. Charmander, I snap. Or how about this one? Blood-sucking zombies, will you just die already? My thumbs are hurting. So until next time, bye-bye.